Rockbreaker Studios! Five Deep Commentary is apparently evolving. So now it's a round table. Alright, so we're talking just reviews off of Amazon about Fallout 76. What do we got first? We got Joel. 5 stars. Most realistic Fallout game to date. If you like scavenging for food, junk, and weapons, this game is for you. It takes time to work to survive the wasteland. And so far, every player in the game has been super nice. If you love Fallout universe, this game is for you. Any thoughts on that?
Not everybody's gonna be super nice.
Yeah, I haven't been super nice, so...
Yeah. I mean, me and ZJ weren't pretty nice to that one guy that we PvP. we kind of blew up everything he had.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's move on to the top critical review by Christopher Carzo, whatever. I wanted to love Fallout 76, but it's worse than Destiny 2. I wanted to love this game. I'm a big Fallout fan, but this isn't that. It's a game as a service. So it doesn't have the most of the Fallout hallmarks. Can't sell ammo. The main focus is on building a multiplayer. Even though the most people try to play solo, breaking the game before it starts. Not sure what that meant. The world is empty with no NPC, forcing you to trade and talk with other players, who will also see all the loot before you can even discover a new area. Shared world sucks worse than Destiny 2.
Okay, no NPCs. No, there is NPCs. They're just all robots.
Mm-hmm.
For one.
Or super mutants. I've run across super mutants.
Yeah, like the super mutants that you can buy stuff from.
These are all lies and slander.
No, I've come across them a couple of times. They
No.
Okay.
No, I meant the comment is all lies and slander.
They're not.
Oh, I mean,
he gave it.
Yeah, you have to interact with other people more if you want to like trade and sell and buy things more than just going to like one of those robot vendors or whatever.
Maybe that's why we can't sell armor or bullets.
You can sell armor. You can sell armor.
I wish I could break down bullets. Like, I have so many freaking bullets. It's ridiculous. And I don't like just dropping them somewhere. I wish I could break them down or sell them. One or the other.
Same.
That would be awesome. But you can't. And that's kind of a downside. I should have mentioned that in the other video. Anyways. But
Did
yeah.
Patriot have something to say?
I get how people say, it's not like the other Fallout games. I never played any of the other Fallout games, so I can't really talk on how it's not like the other Fallout games, but
what?
I love it.
Here, I'm a little bit more of a Fallout player, and I've played all the games except for there's one that we collectively, the players of Fallout, have chosen to disregard. So other than that one, yeah, I've played all of them, and to be honest...
What's that one we disregard?
Don't worry about it, Patriot. It's going to come out later. It's literally going to be mentioned later. I will explicitly ask you for your opinions on that comment.
The thing is, it's nothing like the other Fallouts, but it's not necessarily supposed to be like the other Fallouts. Alright, so you've got several different eras of Fallout. You've got Interplay era, where it's just a CRPG. And basically all of Bethesda games have been different from those. So that's Fallouts 1 and 2. And then you've got a few spin-offs. You've got Brotherhood of Steel, which I haven't actually played. And then you've got Tactics, which was basically an XCOM clone. And then you've got the Bethesda era, so that's 3, and 4, and New Vegas kind of occupies a rather unique space there. As while it's Bethesda era, it is most stuff that was in like its same setting as the originals.
Best Fallout, cough cough.
That's yeah. A lot of people regard it as the best Fallout, myself included.
Do you say
honest,
New Vegas?
This isn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
New Vegas.
I'm gonna agree just faction wise and the choices you could make. However, we're going to move on now to our next comment, which is a 1 star.
If I just may finish up real quick though. Basically, this is a completely different Fallout, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
So 1 star. John says, must pay to play this game. You have to have a subscription to Xbox Gold Live to play this game, irregardless if you play the single or multiplayer mode. Utterly ridiculous. Returning for a full refund. Can we all just scoff at that?
I mean, that's just a case of he should have just looked it up before he bought it.
I want to say...
Conversation done.
I want to say...
Come on.
Conversation done.
Yeah.
Okay. Master Kenobi says 1 out of 5 stars. A purchasing add-on disaster. What a money sinkhole. Buyer beware. You will be set back much more than just overpriced face value of the game. Thankfully, rented the game. I'm not sure how that's possible. With the expectation of a great open-world single-player mission mode like every other Fallout game? ? Wrong. This game takes about 3 to 4 hours, depending on connection speed, to download the update, which won't allow you to play or even boot the game until finish. The catch of all this is you're required to purchase Xbox Live Gold membership, since the game was made entirely online only. Looking to spend additional $10 a month for Xbox Live Gold, which is required on top of the $55 game you already purchased. Games really need to be fully packaged like in the old days. Sad, really.
Alright. I want to say something about this.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of comment, it makes me angry because Fallout 76 isn't the only game to do this. This is how games are done nowadays. Of course, we all want to go back to the golden age of games where games came out of the box complete and there was no day one 50 gigabyte patch. But you know, those things are over. You can't fault one game for having it if you don't fault another game for having the same problems.
I'm going to stop you short.
Exactly.
I want to say, if Spyro Remastered does not have a day one patch, I'm going to do this.
Well, it's remastering of an old game. That's different.
But
I
seriously,
really don't think there's
if it does not have a day one patch, I'm going to be surprised.
It's a remaster, so it has the possibility of not.
Maybe. Will it have a patch? Look at Psychonauts. I own Psychonauts on since the 360. I bought it on the backwards compatible thing. It's had 3 updates in the last 2 months.
Well, shit.
Alright. Here comes Eugene Stoner. Burn your money before buying this. Unplayable garbage. Not what the fans wanted. Terrible game. The opposite of what Fallout should be. It just, quote, doesn't work, unquote. So, do you think he's just quoting a YouTuber, or?
He's quoting a meme. The whole "it just works" Todd Howard meme.
Mm-hmm.
And it does in fact work. It actually Fallout 76 on a technical level works better than any other Fallout game to date.
That's probably because they had the fans break it early.
Exactly.
Oh, I know. I got videos of my ass glitching out and getting dropped from
But
servers.
weren't fans
so
asking for a Fallout that was multiplayer?
they
Yeah,
were.
exactly.
Yes.
All right,
So how is it not what the fans were asking for? That's what I don't get.
All right,
If fans
so-
were asking for
Okay.
multiplayer, then that's what they got, a multiplayer.
We'll touch
Why are
It's
they
because
We'll touch
complaining
that
about
in further comments, by the way.
Okay.
I will say I have some things I'd like to say about the fans, but we can keep going through the
Oh,
comments.
no. This is all about commenting on the comments, and we could go off a half hour about these fans, but
Yeah.
we're going to leave it at that for now. J. Hugh says, runs poorly on Xbox One S. Horribly unoptimized, runs poorly with frame rate drops frequently. I'm not going to argue that. Can't believe a AAA game company released this. I can believe that they did. Buggy, even by Bethesda standards as well. Lessons learned. That I shouldn't pre-order even from what was once my favorite game developer. He's got a point. I don't think
I
I
have-
give it
I have-
star.
I have one question. Has he ever played? Did he play Assassin's Creed? The one that took place in France. I forgot what it's called.
Or
Assassin's
Oh,
Creed. Yeah.
Yeah, Unity. Yeah.
Did he
Oh.
play Unity? Unity's launch was a fucking disaster, and that was multiplayer. That launch compared to this was a fucking nightmare. This is a cakewalk compared to that.
Like after they fixed it, it was all right. I mean, like it was kind of your standard Assassin's Creed stuff.
Yeah, but by then it did the damage to me, and I was like, I'm never picking this game up again. Fuck you.
Okay. On to the next one. Brett says 1 out of 5. Should have kept Obsidian the payroll. Okay, so I actually have to physically do something to read this. This is by far the worst game in the franchise. And yes, I'm including Brotherhood of Steel on PS2 Patriot. All
He
wanted
referenced the Forbidden
was
One.
New Vegas 2.
What? Do Vegas 2? I'm so confused.
That's literally
There was
he
no New
put
Vegas 2.
claps in his comment.
I think he's saying he wants New Vegas 2.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. He wants New
Oh.
Vegas. I mean, we all want a New Vegas 2, but the thing is that it's probably not gonna happen.
Obsidian's
think
done
so,
with.
because now that Microsoft owns Obsidian and
Yeah.
Bethesda's
Obsidian's
kind of
done.
chummy with Microsoft, is it possible maybe?
Todd Howard himself even said that there's probably not gonna be another Fallout by Obsidian because because if you look into the development of New Vegas,
Todd Howard said there will
Obsidian-
not be another single-player game by their studio until Starfield comes out. Starfield is a next-gen console.
No. Obsidian was supposed to get a bonus.
Obsidian's gone, dude.
Okay.
They
I
got
don't
bought.
even know where this argument's standing.
I know they got bought. I'm not saying that it. First of all, it's not an argument. I'm just trying to state some information first. Obsidian was supposed to get a bonus when Fallout New Vegas hit a certain score, and they never hit that score. So, because of that, New Vegas was seen as not doing well at launch, and because of that, there's probably not going to be a New Vegas solely because of that not being good at launch.
Besides,
like
the
a
fact
game,
that it's no longer a functional company.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, you can still get like the people that worked on it. Like they still exist.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if Todd Howard wanted to, he could contact every single person that worked at Obsidian and ask them to have a job there.
So, anybody else want to read the next one? All right. Don Squeak says 2 out of 5. Get past the online aspect and talk about the game. Sure, no one asks for a Fallout Online game. Taking a single-player experience and making a multiplayer is always an idea better left on paper. With that said, you can't simply give this game 1-star review. It's not the worst game in the world. With my limited time playing, the question I have to keep asking myself is, am I having fun? In this game, you are going to ask yourself that plenty of times. Especially when it seems like the only goal is collecting crap and turning it into other crap. By far the least fun experience in any Fallout game, but really, any video game in general. No one likes material grind? Yeah. Then you...
Is that the end of the comment? Because
what game
No, it's
doesn't
not.
have grind?
Oh.
Then you start a
some
few
sort.
quests and realize you could, eventually, unfortunately, I don't have time for that eventually with my game backlog. Okay, so he doesn't have a game backlog. I really wonder what the people would think if this wasn't set in the Fallout universe. Just a post-apocalyptic video game.
You're drunk, go
where
home.
Hey, this is why this is 5 deep commentary, you shithead. Scavenge for materials. At the end of the night, I decided this game is not for me. It's going to take too much time for too little reward. I hope that people that enjoy these types of game grinds and get the game enjoy it. But for me, it's not a fun game and not worth my time. Much else playing. I see his point. I see his point.
Is that the end of... I feel like this kid didn't play with other people.
No.
I'm getting that feeling because...
That could be the thing, yeah, because it's a lot easier when you have other people, and
he's
it's more
talking
fun.
about the grind
Because y'all could take a break from the grind and goof off.
Yeah,
you know, or you can go around and be like, you know what, fuck this, I want to go around and kill some people just for the hell of it.
And I'm used to that bullshit grind. I play a lot of survival games like Ark and whatever else. So,
majority of games nowadays have grind in it anyway.
All right, we're gonna pause.
Some sort. There's always
we're pausing
some
until
sort.
whatever background noise is gone. But yeah, I get that comment completely because, man, I spent 6 months on the official Ark servers only just to be kicked off
I found some blue paint.
because of my internet connection. I get it.
Yeah.
That Walmart connection.
I'm better than Walmart, you
Cough,
cheap
cough.
son of a bitch.
What?
I'm
How
gonna
does
call out
Walmart
this
get in this?
punk
Or am I
bitch
just
every time I can.
to just understand what Walmart
Hey,
has
it's-
to do with this?
Look. Well, okay,
What am I
fine, that
looking at?
McDonald's connection then.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
I'm
Next
just gonna
comment. I think
steal
we.
your-
Next comment. Next comment. We got a bunch of
I think that one was
object.
pretty legit. I mean, I don't think it deserved a 2-star, but whatever.
I don't think it deserves a 2-star.
Let's
Like,
go over
that
this
guy needs friends. Like, this game needs friends. If you don't have friends, it's not gonna be fun.
No, it's not.
We're
Like I
going
had
with-
one friend of mine who didn't have anybody else to play with, and so she only plays whenever I'm online. And I mean, even the other
We'll
day,
invite her
we
to
had
the
a mission
Discord.
to
I'm
find
sure all
jingles,
of these
and
guys would
both-
love to play with a chick
both
on
me and
whatever
her-
game she loves to play.
I know,
both me
right?
and her had never played any Fallout game, so we didn't know Jingles was a stuffed fucking monkey. So we're looking for somebody at the freaking carnival, thinking we're looking for a person named Jingles.
It's okay.
And it was
It's
a stuffed
okay.
fucking monkey. We
Holy
wasted an
shit.
hour looking for
It's okay.
stuffed
I knew I was looking for a stuffed monkey. It took me 5 ever to find that shit.
Okay. 80 clan here. C. Otterman says 2 out of 5 stars. Not the worst game ever made. I'm sure some people have fun with this game. Sadly, I'm not one of them. It's the game that's a different take on a lot of other genres, but comes off as just a plain worse than is copying mechanics from. One of those games some people play for 2 hours and never again, while others might play several hundred hours over the next few years. I have nothing to say against that. Pretty honest review.
Yeah.
I mean, they hated it.
They basically just said it's not their
jam.
It's not their thing, but they could see how other people can like it, which is good.
Fault them for that.
Can't blame.
Central PA customer said 2 out of 5. Incomplete money grab. Why release the game without human NPCs? Did you really need to release an incomplete game before Christmas that badly? Otherwise, it's okay.
Why do people assume? Why do people
apocalyptic? Like, there's not supposed to be people alive, right?
Why do people assume that because there's no NPCs that the game's incomplete?
Well, you forget
there are plenty
lore.
of RPGs.
You forget the lore of the game. Okay, Evil, before you go off on a tangent, remember that all the humans in the area became super mutants or Scorch, according to the lore.
Yes.
Or died.
Yeah.
Or died.
Yeah. So that's
like,
why
there's
we have
in game to explain why there's not people.
Yeah.
I know why we don't have people. I'm saying this dude assumes that because there's no like friendly NPCs that the game's not complete.
Here comes my big question. What, and the people who played Fallout 4 can answer this, what emotional connection do you have to any person in Fallout 4?
Hey, Kiri was bae, okay?
Okay, so my bestie on my bestie through Fallout, his connection was what was her name? Kate.
Well, I liked curing
He would
Kate
say
from
Kate.
her heroin addiction because she reminded me of my ex-girlfriend.
And now he says my character looks a lot like Kate. I'm like, okay.
But now I would.
So he keeps
rather
calling me
shoot
Kate every once in a while.
Face, but
and someone that we all know looks a little bit like Kellogg. Cough, cough, ZJ. Cough, cough.
Oh, my character's thirsty.
You know, I just changed the base fucking guy's face to fit my facial structures.
You look like Kellogg.
Anywho, okay. So, besides the main characters, what was your interaction like with every other NPC? Besides the characters that followed you and the ones that were main quest story characters. I thought it was soulless and bland. I couldn't wait for them to shut up.
It was.
Honestly.
It was soulless and bland.
I didn't like Fallout 4.
Hey, it's your boy Preston, and another settlement needs your help.
Another settlement needs your help. With family.
It's like, Preston, how many settlements need my help?
But how
At least here,
okay.
No one's annoying me to take care of settlements every 5 minutes.
Fucking Fallout 4 was not a BioWare Mass Effect game before Andromeda. You didn't really have that many freaking chat options or anything, right?
I mean, in my opinion, the best NPC was the sarcastic robot detective. So.
Oh yeah, my boy Nick.
He was. So what does that tell you? Anyway, whatever the fuck
tells
you're doing,
me that
Evil, or mute yourself
that's not
for
me.
A second. I don't know. Whoever's eating plastic.
I mean, I was opening something, so.
So R. Sawyer goes 1 out of 5 stars. Very disappointing. I've been a huge Fallout fan since the first one. Okay, so I'm assuming he's talking about 3, maybe?
No, he's probably talking about Fallout 1.
Mm-hmm.
This game is the worst ever. Ever!
Or else he was say Fallout 3.
You cannot play single player. The graphics suck. The map looks like an 8-year-old did it with crayons. You have to eat and drink about every 5 minutes, which is a big hassle. Totally unnecessary.
Are you
I
supposed to
guess
drink a
the
lot in real
Fallout
life?
franchise is dead now. I doubt I will ever be able to buy one again. As for 76, I'm going to see if I can get in any trade-in value.
All right,
If I
so
know,
I want to
I'll
talk about first thing I want to say is you're probably only going to get $5 from GameStop, $10 in store credit.
$38.42 on Amazon.
Second thing I want to say is that this whole survival mechanic was in Fallout 4. Just because you didn't play survival mode doesn't mean that you're not going to experience a survival gameplay on a different Fallout 76 on a different Fallout game. Like people that have played like Rust and Ark, they understand that you have to eat and drink to survive. That's what a survival game is.
Yep.
That was even introduced in New Vegas.
Yeah. So I don't understand why he's upset that you have to drink and eat.
Don't you have to in real life anyway?
The question that really gets me is,
it's part of the game.
This map looks like an 8-year-old.
The food's abundant enough that it's not going to be a real issue.
Yeah.
I can get why he says that about the map.
It's you never have to worry about food again because super mutants taste like jelly beans and ectoplasm.
You're still disgusting.
All right, moving on.
I can get why he said what he did about the map. It's not fully detailed, but that's because you're supposed to discover places.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be fully detailed. It's supposed to be detailed enough for you to use landmarkers, figure out where you're at, while you're trying to find other places.
Okay. M. Wilson says 3 out of 5. The beta was just like any other Fallout titles from Bethesda. Broken. Same clunky engine, just improved E&B mod in it. I'm assuming that's the survival one. Basically, it looks like the same heavily modded Fallout 4. The problem is, it doesn't play as same as my heavily modded Fallout 4. While Bethesda won't develop a more efficient game engine, I cannot fathom. Or why Bethesda won't develop a more efficient game engine, I cannot fathom. Another thing I cannot fathom, why I haven't actually received the game from Amazon on the launch date. I pre-ordered it back in June. So I paid for the digital version and will be sending it back on Amazon when it eventually shows up. Okay. There's 2 things I have to talk about here. Amazon really fucked me on State of Decay 2. Where I didn't get it until 5 days, maybe a week later after it premiered. Which I was...
That game was trash anyway.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, this isn't the first time I've heard Amazon screwing people.
Well, that has nothing to do...
Why he didn't get the beta code is beyond me. And I'm sorry for that guy, because he should have been able to try it before he played it or bought it.
But that has nothing to do with 76, though, in itself. That has nothing to do with giving 76 whatever stars he gave it on Amazon.
No, he's comparing it to his heavily modded Fallout 4, which I agree. My Fallout 4 looks... The whole thing about comparing it to a heavily modded Fallout 4 is that, think about it. These modders spend so much time on this game, and there's a whole bunch more modders than there are game creators, like the people that produce the game. So mods are gonna have a higher quality. Plus, modders don't have a time, so they can work. So it can work on it and come out whenever they feel like.
Plus, if I may add,
Patreon.
Yeah.
So this game basically is a mod for Fallout 4.
I won't deny that.
If you ever look into the details, this isn't the first time they've toyed around with the idea of multiplayer Fallout. It's just that they usually left it as being an experiment thing. Well, this time they decided to develop it into an actual game because, everyone was calling for, we want a multiplayer Fallout.
I'm pretty sure they bought this mod code from somebody.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I really don't think they diverted many employees to this project.
Nope.
So, I still think the majority of the employees, once they were done with Fallout 4, moved straight on to Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. This is just basically a bonus.
Which we are not guaranteed until the next generation of consoles. Which I've been trying to reiterate. Somebody else say that word.
Reiterate.
Yeah.
To people, because it's going to be another 3 to 5 years, maybe 2 to 4 if we're lucky.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I want to talk about is
consoles are being reissued. For 2019, Xbox has already announced that they're coming out with a $200 version of the Xbox S with no CD drive, which would be great for let's say I want to have on Arc a dedicated server. I can do it on that $200 console instead of buying a PC. Or I could have a camera cam on my freaking Minecraft or something like that for $200. That's it. But that's another story. Here we come with LCA 76. 1 out of 5. Disappointing. Fallout 3 and New Vegas are two of my favorite games from the last generation, but I should have known when Fallout 4 launched that things might be amiss. It was the definition of okay. It did enough to scratch the Fallout itch for my current generation consoles, but it was a disappointment in the end. Fallout 76 is like the taking Fallout 4, but making it really empty and online. This recent trend, make your own fun, is just a way of saying there's no fun to be had. Hard pass. And I disagree with that because, you know what? I like games like this, Ark, Sea of Thieves, and whatever, because you can create your own story with them.
Yes.
And I like the roleplay, but maybe that's just me.
God.
No, it's not just you. I've been wanting to roleplay. Like with Fallout 4, you could only roleplay with yourself. I always had the roleplay that I was the king of the Commonwealth and shit, and that everyone, all the NPCs were my fucking subjects, and they were basically my playthings, and I could do whatever the fuck I want with them. With this, these are actual, basically, shit.
I'll be right back. Free talk till I'm back. Free speak.
While with this game, it's like you're running into other players. They're not just your playthings; they're other people too. So you gotta treat them with respect. You can't just shoot them on sight if you feel like it. I mean, you can, but you're gonna pay the consequences.
I Loaco while talking to y'all.
Yeah, but you're gonna attract attention, and eventually people are gonna come after that bounty.
True enough.
But
even if you don't like to roleplay, because I've never really gotten into roleplaying, it's never really been exactly my thing per se. But I still have kind of adventures. I could do some crazy shit on some of these games because you can come up, you can be creative. It leaves you the space to be creative with what you do instead of being confined by a shit ton of rules or roles or any of that stuff, because it's more open. So basically it gives you the world, and then what you do with it is up to you. That's just the way I've always seen it, even with Sea of Thieves and this, and well, those are the two main games that I play that are like this per se. So
okay. So we're back. Art Tanner says 1 out of 5. Don't waste your money. I was excited about this game. Played the beta. The game is awful. It is set up so you truly need to play with a team, or you can lose the items you collect, lose your camp, etc. Alright, don't judge it yet.
No.
Don't judge it yet. You're only allowed 400 items you can store at a time. If you die and don't make it back to where you died, when you respawn, you lose a bunch of items. You have to pay to build. It's not much at first, but it still costs money. You only get to build one camp, and you can't build onto buildings. There are sites you can claim, but if someone has already claimed them, you have to fight to take it. You have to be level 25 even to use power armor. You can take the power armor suit and store it, but it is a lot of weight. Takes up room in your inventory. Already small inventory.
I've been able to use power armor.
I'm not done with this yet.
Sorry.
It's also required that you have plans for items before you can build. This is by far the worst Fallout game to date. Don't waste your money. RIP. RIP. Fallout, you will be missed. 18 people found that helpful. And I found that illogical.
Alright, so if I may address something about the power armor. Power armor was never really supposed to be something that you just waltz right out of the vault and get immediately. That was part of what made Fallout 4 a little bit weird, was that you get power armor in basically the first mission.
Mm-hmm.
But so in Fallout 1, for instance, you had to get access to the Brotherhood of Steel, and even then they didn't give you the power armor. You had to either go on a long quest
to back to Fallout 3,
help repair,
you can wear that shit.
Oh yeah, no. Fallout New Vegas, it's really hard to get power armor training. I don't even know how you get it in Fallout 2. I know you can, but I never got far enough in that game.
It's been so long since I played
power armor's never been something that is just overly abundant.
No.
I think it'd be concerning if everyone in the world was running around in a suit of power armor.
I feel it's too overabundant in 76, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's way too overabundant in 76. In 76, you can
watch my Fire Breathers episode. Dude,
yeah,
I literally glitch out in the middle of the end of that quest. I end up back outside of the mine. I walk up the hill, find a suit of power armor. Okay?
Oh yeah, no, that's there.
I go into the mine, finish it, come back out, find a suit of power armor with T60 plates on it, or exo plates on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that stupid stuff when we were fighting those robots for you. Evil.
Well, he complained that you can't wear them until a certain level.
Yeah.
It's level 10.
I started wearing mine at level 15.
Is it 10 or 15?
And I was able to have 15. You can have the Raider stuff on it.
Okay, but you can wear the suit at level 10.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. You can wear it really early if you need to, but you really shouldn't have to.
Unless you're over encumbered.
You have to be
over.
Yeah, that's the only time I use it. When I'm over
to wear the power.
When armor. That's where it's misleading.
Bullshit.
It's not
right
level
there.
25. It's misleading.
It is misleading.
I call that.
You might need level 25 to wear some of the pieces.
Yeah,
maybe
for some of the pieces.
That's what he found. Maybe it's a T51.
He probably didn't know that he needed to take
level 30.
He probably didn't know that. Story. Yeah. He probably didn't know that he needed to take the pieces off.
Anyway. Oh yeah, the 51B is one I haven't Never mind, my bad.
Oh, so he might have just found T51A. Because I know there's a couple of writ. So we come to the final comment here.
About time.
1 out of 5. Beware Bethesda's writing reviews. This game is the worst Fallout game ever. I couldn't figure out why they wanted all my favorite game... Wait, is that right? I couldn't figure out why they wanted all my favorite game online, and now I know why. A bunch of crooks. It is so boring. Empty. Nothing works right. I hate playing my game with people. And where is everyone? Okay, this is just written out weird, so give me a second here.
Okay, so he doesn't know where everyone is.
Nah, you're just drunk.
No, this is written weird.
He can't find anybody?
Hey.
No, it's written weird.
Listen.
Okay.
It's just go into the Discord, 5 Deep Discussion, and it's the second comment from the bottom of my thumbnail. If somebody else would like to read it, I'm fully open to that option. I couldn't figure out what they wanted. My
all-time favorite game online, and now I know why.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean...
Okay, I couldn't figure out why they wanted my all-time favorite game, and now I know why. This is hard to read. This is not written very well. I couldn't figure out why they wanted my all-time favorite game online, and now I know why. A bunch of crooks. It's so boring. Empty. Nothing works right. I hate playing my game with people. And where is everyone? What the hell is this stupid game? People enjoy this crap? Really? Give me a break. If you are giving this game more than 2 stars, you are working for Bethesda. I'm going back to Fallout 4. A real game. I wasted my money because I'm trashing this garbage. So Fallout 4 was apparently 1,000 times better than what we remember it being.
I mean, I was going to say, like, if Fallout 4 is, like, the best Fallout that you can think of, then, I mean... I honestly don't get... Like, alright, so with this guy, like...
Patriot.
If Fallout 4 is the best thing he could come up with, there's plenty of other older Fallout games that are single-player that are arguably even better than Fallout 4, so...
Patriot, you used to play... How old are you? But have you ever played, like, anything like Planescape Torment or Icewind Dale?
Yeah, well, that's what, like, the original Fallouts were.
Yeah.
Like, basically, they were like an old computer D&D game, except replace the dungeons and dragons with bunkers and mutants.
Yeah. And if you mess up a system of talking to somebody else, you'd screw up your whole game. And that's where I'm saying Mass Effect was way better than any Fallout in history. I mean, what choices did Fallout 4 have that actually affected anything that you would talk to person? Oh, you got to accept a clan or a faction. Okay. What else did you do that actually affected the story? Anybody? But you're still all connected. I'm not hearing anything.
You're gonna, like, I heard every other word. Like, I didn't hear all of that. So you're gonna have to repeat the question.
Okay. So, like in Mass Effect 1 through 3, every single choice of line I had affected something further down the line. When's the last time you saw that in a Bethesda game? When was the last time you saw...
Never.
anything totally stop you from completing the game for a vocal choice in Bethesda games, I'll tell you when. Morrowind.
In a Bethesda game, yeah, you're right. Morrowind, I think.
You could actually join 2 opposing factions and decide not to choose. And that would block you off from the rest of the faction's quests. But it wouldn't stop you from beating the game. But I think that's the last time an Elder Scrolls game had that big of a choice. Like, except other white or black. Join the vampires or don't join the vampires. And I'm pretty sure that's the last time Fallout ever had a choice. Do this or don't do that. It doesn't matter who you talk to or whatever they're saying. You only have A or B to go with. It wasn't Mass Effect or Planescape Torment or Icewind Dale where you could totally fuck your game by choosing the wrong option.
Or like in the original Fallout.
Yeah.
Like you could even like pacifist the whole game where like you didn't kill anything. At least not personally. But like how good or evil you were actually impacted the way it ended. And at the end you got like a little slideshow where they'd explain, you know, these are the consequences of your actions. And you know, if you took too long to do a quest, a village got destroyed or something, and that's just how it went.
Yeah. What happened to games like those? I see people bitching about Fallout 76, but I'm thinking people need to bitch about games in general. Look at Mass Effect 1 through 3, Icewind Dale, Planescape Torment, the original Fallouts. I'm talking 1 through 2, and stuff like that. Like,
I'll be back.
Where you had literal choices that affected the game. We don't have that anymore. Fallout 4, I don't care what anybody says. No matter what you said, you'd end up pretty much at the same fucking conclusion.
Which is?
Whatever A, B, or C path you took, it was pretty obvious. That's my point. It was so obvious which path you took. In the earlier games, like Morrowind, you could kill Vivek, and nobody would question. They're like, whatever. And you couldn't finish the game. Because nobody believed that you killed a guy. Planescape Torment, there was also a similar situation where, like, nobody believed anything you were telling them you did, and you could not finish the game if you pulled the wrong choice. Patriot would back me up on this one.
I mean, that said, I think it could be easily summarized as Fallout 76 is just a different kind of game, and
yeah,
you know, like sometimes some of these games are going to be more traditional single player stuff. That's what we got with Fallout 4. That's what we're going to get with Starfield. It's what we're going to get with Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
But Bethesda isn't a one-trick pony.
No, they gotta try to do something in between, right?
Yeah. And I mean, again, the reason the game doesn't look necessarily the greatest is because I'm pretty sure they've still got most of their people working on the next big single-player thing, so...
I'm pretty sure they took everything from Fallout 4 and made it Fallout 76. And
yeah, basically.
I'll admit, the weapons sound better. Way better. Shadows.
Yeah, and
better.
they added more weapons too, like the 50 cal and
even besides, I'm just talking sounds.
Yeah.
Weapons sound better. Shadows look better.
They do.
They do.
Texture drop in and drop out. That's been iffy for me, but that was during beta. We'll see after a few more updates, but
it'll still do it in the full game. It still does it in the full game, but it's not as much as it was in the beta. I will contest to that.
Fuck, I was gonna buy Arc Extinction, and then I found out that... Don't even ask.
Are we... Okay, are we done with this? We're done? Okay, cool. I want to talk about